Hello and welcome back to the Farm to Film podcast, where we are going behind the scenes of the making of Snatched. And I'm here with three very fun guests today. Three people who I know through the RHAP community, and that is the Rob Has a Podcast community. It's a podcast network that I work for. I've been with RHAP for about 7 years. They cover any and all competition reality shows for the most part that you're probably watching. So currently Big Brother, we got some international Traitors coming up, Survivor, and everyone on this call are friends that I have met through the podcast network, which it's just been a wonderful community of people. And I'm grateful for all of you and your hard work on the film. So I wanted to introduce our audience to some very special people. First and foremost, we have Justin here, who was our set photographer. Justin, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing today?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to hop on this call after work and kind of delve back into the memories of what filming Snatch was like. It's probably around 7 months ago at this point.
Yeah,
Um,
we shot January. I was just looking at the dates. It was like the 21st, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, or whatever. So yeah, it's July right now, and we're recording this. I think we'll be probably posting this at mid end of August, I think. And we also have our Snatched merch out, which this is
yes.
first time on camera. Tim was our very first purchase. Mr. Tim down there in the corner. What up, Tim? As we know him
Hello.
online. Tim was one of our bar patrons and also has been one of our generous seed and spark donors from the very beginning. Tim, welcome to the pod. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing amazing. It's always great to be here with friends.
It is great to have you. You are, yes, very friendly man. One of the friendliest that I know. Always a pleasure to reconnect. And before we keep things moving here, we have one more person to inter. I was going to say to interview. It's to introduce. That is Kelly. Kelly, welcome to the pod. How are you?
Much. I'm doing good. I was probably one of the only people on the set who is like not related to the industry at all. So it was such a treat for me to be there and do that and talk about it again. So thanks.
Yeah, Kelly was one of our bar patrons. Well, so both Tim and Kelly came in for bar background, and Justin also made a little appearance in the bar. So you guys all helped fill in the bar to make it feel like the space was popping and exciting. And Kelly, you got a little upgrade to bartender on the day. So
Bartender.
you had like an actual role. You had to pour
Another thing
drinks,
I had, another thing I had absolutely no experience
a job within a job. So you were acting like you knew how to act and acting like you knew how to bartend.
in. Yeah, quite a day.
Yeah. And yeah, we're gonna get to all of this. We got some stories to share. But Justin, I just would love to start with you since Tim and Kelly are a little more adjacent to the industry now that they've just dipped their toes in. But Justin, how did you get started? Because you do a lot more than just photography. I know you do like DP work. And so what's your sort of where did it all begin for you, your love for filmmaking, and how did you end up in LA?
Yeah. So my background is in documentaries. So what I do now mostly is documentary filmmaking, video producing. I also work in sports now, so there's a little bit of that going on. But I fell in love with filmmaking when I was genuinely like 8 years old. I was a big like reader growing up. My dad like read the Chronicles of Narnia books to me as a kid. So when those movies came out, I remember watching the bonus features and there was a director's commentary with the four kids who like played the kids in Narnia. And that just sort of blew my mind of the whole like you can be a kid and still be part of the movie making process. So I think I decided like 10 toes down when I was 8 that I wanted to make movies someday. And
Hmm.
I was like, that was all I thought I ever wanted to do. I was lucky enough to be able to like have a video production program in middle school, a video production program in high school. I grew up in Orlando. And by the time I'm like reaching 18, graduating high school, I'm like, I want to pursue this. Like, I want to go out to LA. I want to go to film school. So I was very lucky to get a scholarship to LMU out here. Came out in 2019, and a couple years and a pandemic later, I have a
Hmm.
film degree. I freelance for a couple years. I now have a full-time job. doing some video for the LA Kings. But most of what I've done is documentary work, so I'll be behind the camera, like shooting documentaries. I do a lot of behind the scenes work because when I'm working in the like narrative or fiction world, I sort of like capturing how sort of the process happens. So I've done a lot of BTS video, a little bit of BTS photo. And I obviously, so when I you hit me up about Snatch, I was like, that's probably the most natural way I can bring what I do to help out with this project because I know you have so many talented people like on camera and lighting, and
Mhm.
it was super awesome to sort of just like get to capture their work.
Yeah. I'm so grateful to have you there because the pictures are amazing. I've been posting pictures every week with people, and we're going to go through some more pictures later. But
Yes,
thank you for capturing all those beautiful memories. The stills
of
are awesome,
course,
and
of course. Thank you.
there's hundreds of pictures that will probably never even see the light of
Yeah.
Instagram. But yeah, so we'll go through some more of those in a little bit. But have you also been doing photography for quite a while?
Not so much actually. It's funny, because like people think there's like so much overlap between photo and video because there is, but like they're genuinely like you expose differently. Your camera settings are completely different. It's different like having to hold a shot versus just taking a single snapshot and you're like, oh, I got it. So
Hmm.
it's a little bit of shifting out of one world and into the other when I'm going from photo to video. So like
Hmm.
not that much photography like in my belt, but like it was super cool. I mean, everything on set looked super cool, and that kind of made my job easy because I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
well, this is an awesome moment. You look so locked in at the monitor at all times, and like
I
talking
was
to your
very engaged.
actors, like
Yeah.
you were very, very engaged, and like everyone had a lot of buy-in. And so when the vibe on the set is good, like those moments just naturally emerge, and it was
Hmm.
super easy to capture.
Yeah, anyone who's listened to more than one of my podcasts on Snatched will hear how much we talk about the vibes on set. And so I don't want to beat a dead horse by just continuing to talk about how great everything was. But it really was. And yeah, so I'm glad it worked out. I'm glad we got to work together and hopefully, there's more opportunity in the future
Oh
for,
yeah.
for more projects. But I want to throw it over to Tim for a quick moment. Tim, was this your first time on set? Because I know
Oh
since
yeah.
Snatched, you've picked up a few more gigs. You really caught the bug.
No, it's fun and it's not. Yours was great.
Hmm.
I had Kelly and well, Justin a little bit, but he was running around. But I had Kelly and some other people. We were talking. About a week and a half ago, I did an extra part, and I
Yeah.
showed up. All these people in line. I'm like, he's trying to talk to him. Nothing. I went, oh no. So it's 11:30 call time. I finally got on set about probably 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Hmm.
That sucked. Sitting
Wow.
around for 8 hours is no fun.
Yeah.
But once I got on set, I had a blast, and it
Yeah.
looks like I
A
got a
lot
pretty
of
good spot in there.
Yeah, a lot of background work is sort of like just sitting around and waiting until they put you on set, and then you're on set just sitting around and waiting, and just to be shown for just like a brief moment as you're like crossing screen, or just you'll catch like just the little chinny chin chin hairs on your face or something. Um, but yeah, is this something you want to keep doing? What is this something you've been interested in before?
Not really. I'm up for new experiences of all kinds. I've been doing all
Yeah.
sorts of stuff online as well, and I think I've caught the bug. I'm starting to apply for every kind of show I can think of.
Hmm. And
Um,
you're in Nashville and they do shoot quite a bit of stuff out there.
yeah, and of course, then I heard Paramount, they're trying to lure them out there. So if Paramount
Mm.
comes, there'll be a bunch. But yeah,
All
today I
right. Yeah.
applied for 911 Nashville to be a cop.
Hmm.
So
And you're retired
Nice.
now, so you've got the time to
yeah,
do
I
it all,
got the
to do all this
time.
fun stuff. Um,
So
t Tim, take me back a little bit to like your origins. I want to hear a little just about like a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and have you always been in Nashville? Like, give me a little like bullet points of your story.
okay, I've been in Nashville since I was 4, so native Nashvilleian. Spent my whole life there. Went to West Tennessee for college, and that's where I met Kim at the hospital we both worked at. And so
Kim
got her
is
to
your
come
lovely
back to
wife.
Nashville. Yeah, that's right. And so we've been here since '85, married 41
Nice.
years.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
so, but yeah, it's as far as you want to know how me and you got linked up.
Well, yeah. So I met you. So you're a RHAP patron, and we
Yes,
met at which was it the Houston show a
Houston,
few years ago,
December of 24. So
December of
I haven't
24.
been on the scene that long,
Yeah, but you
but
really jumped in. So yeah, so the survive you came to Houston to watch a Survivor show. So if you're listening and you are a fan of Survivor, Big Brother, The Amazing Race, The Traitors, if you like reality TV, if you like competition shows and you're not aware of RHAP, it's a great like bonus content where we really like break down the strat. Not we, I work for the podcast, but Rob and all of his team of podcasters, they break down the strategy. They talk about all the good and the bad and um it's like ESPN for reality TV. It's really like the play-by-play. It's you get into the weeds of all of the competition and the strategy, and the patrons are all the people that get the bonus content. They pay for extra podcasts and extra. We get to do live shows. We have a big podcast convention coming up next month in Milwaukee, which I believe. Tim, am I seeing you there?
yeah, I'll be there. You know I'm going to be there.
Okay.
Ooh.
I haven't missed
Yeah.
anything since Houston.
Yeah.
And actually, I think I may have had something to do with getting that started. I just threw it out there like, why don't we have one? And then it kind of snowballed from there. I fully didn't expect one this year, but
Yeah, I think there's, it's something I think we talk about here and there, and it just sort of all fell together. So I'm very excited to go to Wisconsin to see you and all the other patrons there. But yeah, you at your first event, I remember talking to you and Kim for a little bit, and you were much quieter then than you are
oh,
now. You know,
I was so nervous. And that's what got me started. I knew how I felt the first time. So that just gave me a soft spot in the heart whenever somebody's saying it's their first time, because I know how nervous they are. And I
yeah,
had
yeah.
support. A lot of these people are traveling across the country
Hmm.
with nobody, and they're
Hmm.
introverts, and yeah, so I'm all about that, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
I'm kind of getting little bit of a following,
yeah.
and
You're
occasionally, I mean,
a
it's
little
weird to
patron
run
famous
into
now.
people that I don't know that know who What Up Tim is.
Hmm.
That's I still can't get used to that. So
Yeah.
every so often I'll run across somebody, if they're a patron or something. If they listen
Hmm.
much, they've heard the name. So
Yeah. Yeah, you've really jumped into the deep end. You're playing online traders events, you're doing these online reality games and give it a few more years, everyone's going to know who What Up Tim
I've got
is.
a little bit of
Yeah.
an addictive personality. I'm either all in or all out. And I don't know. That's why I need Kim to tell me where the line is so I don't go flying over it. So
Yeah, and speaking of flying, you flew all the way from Nashville to LA to be a part of this project, which
I did.
again, like what an honor. I'm so grateful that that was something that you felt like was worth your time. Like why did you do this, Tim?
Well, because I care a lot about you. I
Oh,
wanted to
thank you.
support you a lot. I'd never been to LA before. I've been to
Hmm.
San Diego, but no, never LA. So
Really?
just
And now
thought
you've
that
been
would,
twice.
I've been twice.
Yeah.
Love WeHo, so that's my favorite part.
WeHo's a very fun city, very
It
colorful,
is.
a lot happening. All right, Tim. I want to get to Kelly before we lose track of our entire podcast time here.
All right.
Kelly also not like an actor or anything. Kelly, tell me a little bit about your origin. Where are you from? What do you do? What should we know about you, Kelly?
Well, I'm an epidemiologist, so I work in public health doing outbreak investigations. I actually lived in Nashville before I moved to LA, but me and Tim's paths did not cross there. I think I didn't go to any live things when I was there, and I don't think Tim had started coming to those either. So
Yeah.
I am originally from Maryland, but I came out to LA because I love it.
Yeah.
I just love LA so much. My sister had lived out here for like 8 years. Love the weather, love it.
Mhm. It is
And
really
yeah,
nice. It's hard to beat the weather of LA.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah, 90% of the time it's amazing.
Yeah, it's a little hot now, but
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
surviving.
We might be in the 10%.
Yeah.
July, August, September get to be into that 10% range where it's like it's a little too hot.
Yeah.
What's considered too hot?
I mean, once it's over 90, my my pale fair skin and my car's air conditioning really is starts to struggle once 90 degrees hit. So and when it's 90 in LA, it's 98 to 100 in the valley. The valley's always
Right.
a little warmer than like Hollywood area, and then it's always nicer at the beach too. So it's
Yeah.
perfect. I'm house sitting at the beach right now, and it's lovely.
So Kelly, were you ever in Nashville during the summer?
Oh yeah, I lived in Nashville for 5.5 years.
Okay. So you know how really hot and
Yeah,
humid
it can
it's the
get pretty rough and
humidity
gross
is
there
terrible.
too.
Oh yeah. I'm from Florida, so I've been there.
Yeah. Yep.
Can't
I
complain
have
too much. It's
yes.
generally amazing here,
Yeah.
which is why I came.
Yeah. You
And
can complain, but yeah, it's good to try not to. Okay, go ahead, Kelly, continue.
um yeah, I have no experience in anything film industry at all, but it was so funny hearing Justin talk about like being a kid and thinking about it. I mean, I definitely thought I would be an actress when I was a kid.
Okay, so
And
this
I
was
had
yeah, go
a
ahead.
similar thing with like
Mhm.
watching kids my age. I grew up around the same age as like Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, all the Harry
Yep.
Potter kids. And
Yep.
so I just would watch them and not only enjoy watching them, but think about how fun it must have been to make them. I thought about that all the time. And
Mhm.
then as I got older and and still am really into horror, those kinds of movies also make me think about how fun they'd be to make. I always
Mhm.
wanted to be the killer because I thought that would be the most fun.
Okay.
You'd be a
So
good
Scorpio
killer.
of me. But yeah, I love movies and film. And I think I was probably growing up, I'm like very practical. And I think the idea of like auditions and like it being a very
Mhm.
an industry without a lot of stability. Oh, I think I was just too scared of that, to be honest. And so I went like a
Yeah.
more, oh, I got to go to school and like for a different kind of job. And then if I ever wanted to do that, that would be fine. But so
Mhm.
I never went that path, but
Yeah.
I
It
love
is
being
a
on.
hard path.
Yeah, I can only imagine from
Yeah.
people I know and what I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was so fun to be on that set and seeing everybody like, it was like a little machine. So
Mhm.
exciting for me to just like be a part of.
Yeah. I'm getting like this as the sun is adjusting. I'm getting this like ray of light
Oh
on me
yeah, I
that's
see
like
it.
right there. Very nice. Kelly, was there like a movie growing up that you remember looking back at that sort of like, I mean, obviously you mentioned Harry Potter, but that was because I remember when we got our first DVD player, it like came with a disc that had like some Lord of the Rings like behind the scenes stuff. And so that was like my first time looking, Justin, I know you were talking about like behind the scenes extras on DVDs
Hmm.
and stuff. And so that was my first like little window into the making of movies, was watching the behind the scenes stuff on Lord of the Rings. And whenever we got a new DVD, I was always watching like the bonus content because I was just fascinated by the world of film. Was there something that you look back as a kid being like, oh, that like really sticks out as like a pivotal memory for me when it comes to the world of filmmaking?
Yeah, the Harry Potter ones for sure. I would watch like all of the extras, and then also Scream. Scream is just like
Mm,
so deeply ingrained in me. I watched it like probably younger than I should have, and
yeah.
all the others, and just like I loved watching the behind the scenes stuff for that too, and just
Yeah.
I don't know why horror movies in particular. I not only love watching them, but they make me picture myself in them the most.
Hmm.
It's that adrenaline, like going on a roller coaster, maybe something, feeling that danger is near, but in a safe space.
And I always thought it would be, I mean, my top choice would have been killer, but my second choice would have been be killed. Like, I think the final girl would be my last choice. I think it would be so fun to film being killed. I just thought,
How would you want to be killed, Kelly?
oh my goodness, not in any sort of like final destination way. I
Okay.
think just like slasher kind of way.
Hmm.
I don't want to be
Like a
like,
stab to the gut.
yeah,
Stab.
I don't want to be like decapitated or something.
No. Just like a good proper stabbing by
Yes.
Ghostface.
Yeah.
Easy
Okay.
dash.
And then
No,
Ghostface removes his mask and it's your twin and you
And
get
then
to play
I get
both
to see
roles.
right before
oh, then she gets a dual
I
role.
get
She
to do
gets
both.
both.
Yeah.
The
Um
dream.
Get working, Derek.
Justin, have you ever fantasized about being a killer or being killed?
I can't say that I have. I like survival. I got into horror super late, so like
Hmm.
very recently. And by that time I kind of liked life. So I was like, I would love
Sure.
to be in a horror movie and be one of the people who survives. Like
Yeah.
maybe outwit the killer or just like
Okay.
survive long enough. I do
Hmm.
play a lot of horror video games though. So Kelly, if you're
Okay.
looking for that adrenaline of like being killed or maybe sometimes being the killer, depending on the game, I have some recs for you.
What are the Rex?
Well, let's see. We have obviously Until Dawn, and the people who make Until Dawn like have the Dark Pictures Anthology, which is a series of 8 to 10 hour like decision based horror games where you can play with friends, like up to 5 people, and you can each control one character in the story and like
Hmm.
try to get your character through the night and make the right decisions to not die. Those are a blast, like to play with friends or play by yourself.
Hmm.
Um, The Last of Us isn't like horror, but it's like you gotta survive. So
I mean, it is in the category
yeah,
of horror, right?
I think so. Maybe more survival, like
Sure.
apocalypse.
Okay.
But yeah,
Um, and speaking of horror, we've played some Blood on the Clock Tower together as well. I think everyone on this call,
we
right?
did. I think
How I
so.
It's how I met
Yeah,
Tim
yeah, that's right. It is how we met each other
on a
on a
virtual game.
virtual one. I've never played in person, but
Really?
I've played
Oh, that's right.
a few times online.
You were
Well,
gonna come
my
to our
biggest
event in
thing,
LA.
Kim's not interested at all, and I'm not going to show up and say sit over here for an hour or two.
Oh,
So
more than
thoughtful.
two.
That's just part of it. But
Yeah.
no, we were getting back to the horror thing. I dating myself. I was in high school when the slasher movies first started. I went and
Hmm.
saw Halloween in the theater.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
Then of course Friday the 13th, just one. And once one got big, they were just one right after another. And it got to the point where I saw so many, if I was out at night and it was dark, I was jump scaring myself. And I would say
Okay.
probably my favorite murder was in Friday the 13th. Kevin Bacon is in one of the cots and the
Hmm.
killer's underneath and gets the arrow and just comes straight up through his throat. I thought that was pretty cool.
Love a good stab to the throat.
Gnarly.
Tim, would you rather be the killer or be killed in a movie?
I'll kill her. I don't want
Yeah?
to be killed. I'm too
No?
close to death as it is. I got to stay alive as long as I can.
I
I
will
better
say
shut
because
up. I'm going to jinx myself. I
I
put make comments like that.
I have done both. And I did some back when I first moved to LA, I did a few different investigation discovery shows, like the
Okay.
crime reenactment. And
Hmm.
one of them, Unusual Suspects, I was the unusual suspect, like boy next door. And I had to stab someone 87 times on a waterbed.
Oh my gosh.
And let me tell you, that is an arm workout. Just like the
Yeah.
constant motion for the close up and then the mid shot and I had a sore
Yeah,
arm for like 3 days after that shoot. And it's also like because that was a reenactment, I was playing an actual person who had killed an actual person. And so like knowing the details of the story and then stepping into set and it was a little bit of a like traumatic experience in some ways because I was like, this affected so many real people, and I'm
Yeah.
now here like portraying it. I kind of felt like a little bit gross, a little dark about the whole thing. Um, I think I would much rather play a killer who's not a real person. But
Mm.
and then in another one, I was shot by my brother. He killed our whole family.
No.
Oh no.
And we shot that just outside of LA, like in a desert, like a beautiful big home, like out like on a ranch. And it was like right as we came into the front door open, laying on the ground, shot, laying in a pool of blood all over my chest. And than just laying there for hours. And it gets cold at night in the desert, and cold, sticky, syrupy blood all over your body, sticking to the clothes, and the cold, like trying not to shiver and just like
Ugh.
appear dead. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Dead
So
bodies don't shiver?
dead bodies don't shiver, I don't think, Kelly. I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
You
Tim,
were
do you know?
almost dead. You were having some seizures. You just call it that. I was thinking the same thing. How can you be still? Because the more I think about it, the more I get cold. And then once you start shivering, it's all over. Pitch for your next movie. A kindly old gentleman that the whole town loves has actually got a vendetta.
Yeah, okay. We'll work
There
on
you
that
go.
one, Tim. Tim, did you have any you never had a desire to be an actor or anything, but did like you went to the movies a lot growing up? Like what's
I
your
did,
sort of
and I daydreamed all the time about being in movies.
Mm-hmm.
But with my personality, kind of my backstory on that. I didn't have any self-confidence, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So it was that I want to do it. I always wanted in the school plays, I wanted a good part, but was too afraid to actually hold up my hand and take it. I was always a background character.
Yeah.
So
it's hard to step
weird.
into that limelight, but it's never too late. You never know. You could,
That's right.
You never know what could come from here.
If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm still having a good time. So
exactly,
I'm enjoying the
exactly.
ride.
Mm-hmm. And Justin, did we meet at the LA or the San Francisco?
We met in
event?
San Francisco
Yeah.
last November, which
Mm-hmm.
it feels like it's been longer, but yeah,
it does. It's weird to
ago.
think that it's been less than a year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I remember we met at the probably the same evening I met Tim and Kelly, honestly, like at the patron happy hour.
Yeah.
Before the show.
Yep.
It was a very fun time. We were all just hanging out. Like it was a
karaoke bar.
That bar out. Yeah, we packed that place out. Like it was full.
Yeah. Yeah.
That karaoke bar was fun. That was nice. I hope we do more stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about karaoke for Wisconsin. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we also there was a patron there with us that night who is going to be on Survivor 51, which is very exciting. Had you heard the news?
I'm aware. I am aware. I had heard the news,
mm-hmm.
which is crazy. Very excited for that.
2 people in the patron community on Survivor 51.
Yes.
Exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And another one may be on Big Brother next year.
Oh.
They haven't cast Big Brother next year yet. You're talking about Survivor 52?
Is it you, Tim? Are you on Big Brother next? Oh, okay.
I would love to do Survivor. They'd never have me.
Have you ever applied?
I don't know, Tim.
Yeah, I have. My audition tapes suck, and I think I figured it out because I was trying to do bullet points instead of just being me. It's me is what's going to get me on.
Yeah, you got to tell a story.
I mean,
so
yeah, we love you.
Well,
you're very lovable for sure.
I just got to get. If I can get in front of the producers, I think I can sell them on it. But we'll see how it goes. But I think Big Brothers is a long game. But
oh my gosh,
you got the time. You could do it
better for me.
Oh, true.
Or Traitors. I don't particularly like the Traitors game playing it because you got no control. But
it's a lot harder for sure.
Yeah.
Justin, do you have any fun stories from set that you would like to share with us? Any sort of memorable moments, any exciting people you've gotten to work with, cool projects that you want to share or talk about?
Yeah, I mean, such a good question. I mean, let me take myself back. I mean, the first thing that like really blew me away about Snatch was the script. And I have a confession, I did read the script on set because I realized I got there and I was like, I did not have time to go through this beforehand, but I need to know like what scenes are coming when and what the narrative is. And I'm just watching my phone in the corner and I keep looking up at you and back down to the script like, dude, you're a genius. Like, this is incredible. Wow. Like, I expected it to be good because it's you. And I was like, if this is getting, like, you're putting the work in to produce this, this is obviously good. But as I'm getting to, like, the twists and turns and, like, just, like, I finish the script and read it back again from the top, I'm like, oh, my God. This is really good. So,
thank you,
I remember on set realizing how cool the story was you're telling. Just, like, the angle you took on it. And I remember you gave us sort of a rousing speech before we went into uh shooting them the first day about like how personal the film was for you, and because of like the times we're living in, like how important it is to not only like pay attention and like show care and show up for like communities that like maybe aren't getting it right now from up top.
Yeah.
But then also just like the ability to play with it and have a little like whimsy in it of like, this is like dark. This is a film that talks about hate a lot, but also we're finding a way to make joy in it. We're finding a way to persist regardless. And I think that also really encouraged me about the film. I
Hmm.
think, I mean, I'm not sure how much you get into it, but like the way you handle the subject matter in the film to me is like really mature and like really smart. It was my first time like working on any sort of project with like the drag community on all
Yeah.
that. So like getting to like meet Nina West and like My Leaky and KBBQ, like it was just super cool. Like stepping out of my experience in that way and being like, oh my gosh, like I'm just here and I'm like here for it and like taking it all in and like getting to be a part of this like artistic process and all that love. So I think
Hmm.
those are probably the things I remember the most about the week. Just like remembering how cool the project it was and feeling like not only were we making something cool, but like I was getting to have a super cool experience and hopefully growing a little bit as a person, like getting to be a part of you expressing your creative story. So that was
Oh,
super cool. That was super cool.
thanks, Justin. I'm so happy to hear that. It's like it was such a whirlwind for me. So it's like it's really cool to hear like what mindset people were in, that you had a good time on set, and that you liked to be there. I think that was like, when you set out to write a project, obviously you want to write something and create something that you're interested in, but you want other people to be into it too. And so it's so nice to hear these things. So thank you for indulging me.
It's so great, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Had so you said that was really your like first time working with drag it. Is that something that
Mhm.
like you had much um like have you ever like watched Drag Race? Do you ever been to drag shows? Is that something that like you've had much experience with before?
No, I've never watched Drag Race. I went to a drag dinner before. So I was
Hmm.
like familiar with the performance aspect of it. Like when people were sort of telling me about like where they perform and like the what the routine involves, I'm like, yeah, okay, I can put something to it. But it was like never on like a super personal level before and never like getting to understand the intricacies of it. So yeah, that was really cool to like have that be sort of my first real experience.
Yeah, it is one of those things. It's not often that you just like stumble into a drag show. Like maybe you might
Yeah.
like go to a bar and be like, "Oops, there's drag bingo happening tonight. I didn't know." Like, sure, let's stay. But otherwise, like you really kind of like gotta go out of your way to like go like find it if it's not like already in your space or in the realm that you're in.
Yeah.
Um, Tim, what about you? Have you had much experience with drag throughout your life?
Yeah, I used to go in the mid 80s. We went all the time. So it
What was that
was
like in the 80s?
Yeah.
pretty wild. I
Yeah.
mean, that, that was the me decade. People were
Hmm.
pretty wild and crazy, but I don't know if it's any different now. I mean, it's the same
Yeah, I was gonna
thing.
ask like back like was it like societally like in your life, was it something that was like looked like were people like you went to a drag show, or was it like something that was excited? Like how does that compare
Um,
then to like where we are now?
I mean, it definitely was not something that was as out that you're promoting, hey, this is what I'm doing. That, if somebody asked, I wouldn't care, but I'm not going to, you wouldn't go around telling people, because then they, they basically think you're a part of
There's certain
the
judgments that
right.
come with that.
So,
Hmm.
it's one of those, um, when I was going through, I want to say open-minded. It sounds crazy. To me, it never bothered me being around the gay community.
Hmm.
The Even the gay community at times treated me as, oh, well, you're just closeted. They couldn't understand, why would a straight person want to be around
Yeah.
them. So it
Yeah.
was like, but that's fine. I've met a lot of wonderful people,
Yeah.
had a good time. Did I by chance tell you the story about on when the filming with the call sheet
And
when I
I don't
got it
know.
the night
Yeah.
before? Okay.
Whether or not you told me, go ahead and you can share it with
It
the
didn't
world
tell
now,
us.
Tim.
Yeah.
No,
Everyone's
well,
listening.
we got the call sheet the night before,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at it, seeing, when do I need to be there? And all of a sudden, I see Tim, drag queen, KBBQ. I didn't realize that KBBQ's government name is Tim. So I see Tim, and I'm like, what has Derek done? And then
I recast you. You're going to be in drag.
yeah. So,
Get ready.
of course, then my brain starts going, okay, I'll do it if that's what. No, I figured there was something up with that, but it was just weird on you're going down the call sheet and all of a sudden you see your name attached to something you weren't expected to be. And I was like, that would be interesting.
So you would do drag though?
I would.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know what your drag name would be? Have you thought this through?
What was it? I made a joke on one of the chats, "What up, Tammy?" But no, I'll think about it.
You could just do "What up, Kim" and steal your wife's name.
Well, that's true. There's only one "What up, Kim."
This is true.
This is true.
Shout out to Kim. Yeah,
but yeah, I'm pretty much up for anything. So
you are. You're quite a trooper.
Yeah,
and very fun. Everywhere you go, very fun, very welcoming, very kind, and very happy to not only call you a friend, but have gotten to work with you, and yeah, happy to have you here on the pod too.
I like to make people smile and entertain them. So whether I'm on film or whatever, it's kind of
yeah. I'm like waiting. I'm waiting. Like, when are you gonna like pop out with a bit here?
I've been pretty good lately. I haven't been calling
behaving yourself.
I have been there. Yeah, we'll come up with something. There's nothing yet on the season that I can really sink my teeth into.
Mm-hmm.
We'll come up with something.
Do you and Kim ever go to drag shows out there in Nashville?
We don't.
No. I want to come visit. We can all go together.
No, I mean, I've already figured out if we ever do something, if the community does something in Nashville, I've already figured out which karaoke bar to go to. It's called Lipstick Lounge.
Oh my gosh, I lived right next to it, like 2 feet from.
Don't you think that would be a good place for us to go?
Yeah, I mean, I only went there once for living so close. I didn't even know they did karaoke, so
yeah,
that's new in Inglewood.
Yeah.
So Kelly, what's your background with drag?
Not much. I've been to drag bingo at Hamburger Mary's in WeHo.
I've also been to Hamburger Mary's in WeHo.
I want to go for like a proper brunch.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's find one and go.
Yeah.
Bomo.
Evening,
Tim,
you can fly out here.
I could. Lindsay's trying to get me to come out to San Diego middle of August for but I don't think we'll make it since we're going to Wisconsin
Milwaukee.
A week later.
Yeah. Okay, so Kelly, so not super immersed in drag, not super familiar. Did you get a chance to meet any of the queens on set?
I did. I met Nina West. It was great. She wanted water, and then she was like, I wish there was like a lime. And I mean, I took on my fake bartender duties very seriously, and I like scurried around to find her a lime, and the only knife I could find was a plastic knife. So I was like manically trying to open up this lime for her because I just like everybody else was just doing so much work, I felt like, and I felt like I was just standing around. So I just wanted to.
You didn't feel like you were doing enough.
Yeah. So I had to cut a lime. And
was it a prop lime?
No, it was a real lime. I don't know where it came from.
You know what? Looking back, I think I remember talking to props and being like, "Oh, let's make sure it was either props or set design. Sometimes some things cross over." But I was like, "Oh, we maybe should have a lime or a lemon there just in case we want to like put it on a drink or something."
Well,
so I'm glad we had it for Miss Nina West.
It made me feel like I did something.
You did a lot, and I thought you looked great on camera. Um, Speaking of, should we go ahead and
Little
pull
hat.
maybe up some pictures and take a look behind the scenes?
I was so tickled that I got like makeup done.
Yeah, let me hold on. Let me pull up
I was
that.
gonna bring that up, Kelly,
Yeah, they
because
could.
that
I
They
was
never
so
expected
sick to
that.
watch you go through that.
It was
Yes.
so fun.
Yeah, Kelly, you were like one of the first ones to show up, first one to sit in the chair, and I don't think you were expecting that. Walk me through like what that day was like when you showed up and got put in the makeup chair for the first time.
I was so it just like felt so exciting. Like so like, oh, I'm actually like really an extra in this. I was not expecting it at all.
Hmm.
Uh and it was so fun.
Yeah, and that's Mia there, who was Mia and Kyle did Kyle who we just spoke with last week, who did all of like the special effects makeup, and he did a lot of like the blood and the gore, and then Mia helped with a lot of like the more traditional sort of movie makeup. So yeah, this was you getting into makeup with Mia, who was just so lovely.
Oh yeah, she
And
was so nice.
Yeah, I really wanted to get Mia on the pod, but she's like, I'm shy. I don't want to be in front of the camera. So I was like, okay, no pressure. But shout out to Mia, who is just like so lovely and wonderful and talented. And I should add her Instagram up here just as like a shout out because she does some really, really cool stuff as well. So if you like following sort of like special effects makeup, and she does like just such beautiful work and creatures, and it's very cool. So go check out Mia's Instagram.
I guess
But yeah,
it really made me feel like I was like a part of it, instead
well,
of
you
just
were.
a
Yeah.
rando. I know, but I feel like until then, I just thought, I don't know, I was just up like away from it. Like, oh, I'm just
Hmm.
kind of like a side person, and I am just a side person, but it made me feel like incorporated in a way.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to hear that because I wanted you to feel as important as you are to me. I have another picture here. This is one of my favorites of you, Kelly.
That's a good picture.
I
Woo!
It felt so comfortable to me when I read the sheet a couple days before about what to wear, because
Hmm.
that I wear beanies whenever I can if it's not too hot, and a flannel and jeans. I was like, okay, check, check, check. I'm basically just dressing like myself. That's cool.
Yeah. You really nailed it. You really nailed small town bartender with a beanie.
Well, I have experience in two of the three, small town and beanie.
Beanie
Um,
wear.
yeah, I know you shared a little bit of like your moment with Nina. Did you have anything else interesting happen on set with you while you were back there bartending?
Um, I don't think so. I just felt like I felt like such an observer because like everything was moving just like I said before, like such a machine. And it's so nice to be around people that are like focused on what they're doing and competent, but also like kind and not like arrogant. Like I just thought I'd feel kind of in the way. And I did sometimes in my head, but not because anybody else made me feel that way. So
Hmm.
and because of where I was standing behind the bar, I just had such a good view of everything that was happening.
Hmm.
I just got to soak it all in. It was great.
That's
I
awesome.
remember I gave Kelly an extra job
Oh,
during her bartending because I had my camera and I was taking photos the whole time. But when like the film is rolling, like I can't be holding my camera and pretending to have a drink at the bar. So I'd pass Kelly my camera to tuck under the bar so that it
yeah.
wouldn't be in the shot when we were
Mhm.
rolling.
Oh, that's so funny. I This sun is starting to like I'm trying to like go around
You're
it.
dodging it. You're dodging it.
Should I go over here?
Go ahead.
I'm
Makes you
like,
look like you
maybe I
got
should just go.
suspenders.
Okay, yeah. I was like, maybe I should just try to go like close this window or something. But we'll power through here. All right, Justin, I had only one picture that I could find of you because you were behind the camera taking photos pretty much the whole time.
Yeah, I didn't think of that when I was shooting the photos. I was just like, I want to make sure I get everyone like as cool as possible. I know
You
sometimes I will like try to pop in front of the camera for one of them, and I think I just forgot.
you got really great pictures of everybody except for you, but I did find this in our cast and crew behind the scenes like
Nice.
shared folder. So this is the only picture I got of you because you did sit at the bar with Kelly. And yeah, this is our one cameo shot of Justin at the bar.
There we
Um
are. That's me. Proof of life.
um yeah, do you have any stories from this day at the bar, Justin?
Yeah, I remember showing up and not really having any clue what to wear. Like, I
Mm.
remember basically the brief that like Kelly just talked about of like dressing a little flannelly, like that I think worked a lot less for my wardrobe than maybe for Kelly's. So I remember I
Mhm.
brought like a full suitcase of like my options and I wore what I thought the best one would be onto set. And then I went by Leaky to check my outfit and make sure it was okay. And I kind of just got like the let me see what else you have response. So I remember I pulled out all the other like clothes I brought, and Leaky was just like, "All right, that shirt, those pants, that undershirt," and I was like, "Perfect." And I mean, I think I look all right. Like I just really appreciated Leaky's ability to just be like, in my head,
Mhm.
I know what you need to be dressed in right now.
Mhm.
So that was
Mhm.
pretty sick. And also, I mean, there's some really good for people when they get the chance to see the film. There's a really good monologue from KBBQ. I forget KBBQ's character's name in the
KBBQ was
film.
karaoke, funnily enough.
Carrie, that's right. Yeah.
Mhm. Hold on, I
I
think I
remember she does
have.
a really good uh sort of speech monologue at the front of the room. That I know from a filmmaking perspective, there were so many like nuances to try to get right in there. But like the emotion in every take was so well brought out to the point where I was like, dang, like I feel like I'm a member of this like town. Like I live in this little small town where this
Mhm.
story takes place.
Yeah, they
Um,
both karaoke and Nina have a speech. Nina has like the first one that opens the bar, and then karaoke has the
yeah,
one toward the end. Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
I
No, yeah,
actually
phenomenal work done in there.
I love when you said that, Justin. I remember when that was being filmed, and I actually loved like when karaoke was like, okay, I need a minute to like the emotional beat
Hmm.
changed from like the
Hmm.
first thing she was filming to the next, and to
Hmm.
just say like, I need a minute. I need to like refocus this.
Hmm.
I just loved that to just be like, this is what I need to do to make this as good as possible.
Yeah, and that's hard to do as a performer sometimes because you
Yeah.
have to make sure that you're bringing what you believe that you can bring, and when you're not feeling it, or like like there's a distraction or like a big beat change, like you have to know when to say like I need a minute to take that minute, and yeah, it was great. I did find one other picture here of you, Kelly, with it's my friend Coburn, um, who I'll try to get him on the pod as well too. We have a long history. Um, but yeah, let's see what else we got here. This is just a cool picture of me that you took, Justin, that I
Of
liked, that I
course.
pulled.
It's a,
Um, there's Kelly again. All right, Tim, there's one of you with
yay.
Wow.
a couple of our other hipstery mustachy bros. That's my friend Garrett and Coburn in the background as well. Tim, I'll throw it to you here. What was this like for you here on at the bar on set? Any stories?
Well, I was jealous I didn't get to get into the makeup chair, but
They didn't
anyway,
put any makeup on you?
no,
Oh, they
that's
You
said,
need
all.
"Oh,
them.
That's
you
all
look you
natural,
look
baby.
perfect, just the way you are."
Now, I remember when you were kind of giving some direction on set on kind of how we were supposed to be acting. I think you had some people that were like crazy excited that this was finally in there, and then you were supposed to have some that weren't so happy about it. And it was that with the monologues. I was like, okay, just keep it together because in a way you try to go to that place to where I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't agree with this, but then
Hmm.
also feeling like crazy it's hard to do something that's against what you're feeling. Does that make sense
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like you're saying you, Tim, as the person in the bar, thought, wow, this is really cool. This is a great speech. This is beautiful. I'm happy to be here. But me as the character of the grumpy old man who doesn't like drag has to pretend like he is not having a good time.
Because you kind of have to quote go there in a way, and then
Yeah.
all of a
You have to
sudden you
convince your,
just
yeah.
yes.
If you want to be a good actor, you have to really convince yourself.
So you're in a way you're making yourself feel stuff that you know is just breaking your heart
Yeah.
because of
Mm.
the way people have, you're see the way the community is treated is an issue that I've got in my everyday life because in Tennessee, it's
Yeah.
not as
Is,
free and open as some of the other places. So
yeah. Is that something
still,
that you want to share a little bit more about, or about like your experience with that?
I mean, I don't want to get preachy on stuff. I don't say a whole lot because I know how what I am can possibly be triggering if they don't realize where my heart is.
Hmm.
Um, I've got strong faith. I help with the teens in my church, and actually, I look for the teens that are potentially LGBTQ because I know how they're going to be treated in the
Hmm.
church, and I don't agree with the way they're being treated.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to be a part of something that has helped me. I mean, the tenderness in my heart is God related, not anything I did. I was a super selfish person. So anyway, we'll get past that. But it's hard to actually be open that way because I know so many people in the community have been treated horribly.
Hmm.
So immediately is as soon as you're going, well, wait a minute, if you're Christian or you're part of faith, that means you must hate me.
Yep.
And I would say a vast majority of the really people I care the most about are part of the community.
Yeah.
And
I can definitely relate to that. I understand sort of like the complexities of it because I grew up in the church as well. I still consider myself a Christian. And, I think there's certain things that, we're taught to believe growing up that these things align with the faith that we believe, that are interpretations of the Bible, because there are so many different interpretations,
Yeah.
of, what is sin, what isn't sin, how we're supposed to live our lives. And, at the same time, we're taught to not judge and, let who without sin be the first to cast stone. And yet I feel like we're in a time right now where we're seeing a lot of judgment and stones thrown by a lot of Christians, which makes me very sad. Instead of doing what, we were,
well,
the big message, which is love one another,
love God, love others.
as Julie
That's
Chen would say.
yeah.
Yeah.
And going on that, I keep trying to point out every scripture that somebody tries to say about homosexuality. It's usually homosexuality, and the next thing, almost the next word, almost always is adultery. Well, I
Mhm.
was married at 18, divorced, remarried. So I'm going, okay, does that mean I'm going to hell too? Because it's in the same sentence as something else, but nobody has a problem with all that stuff. That's why I
Yeah.
think it's hypocritical. It's like everybody, and I know what they do. If you can look at what somebody's doing, I'm not doing it, but I'm cheating on my wife.
Hmm.
You don't get kicked out of the church for some of that stuff. I don't
Yeah.
want to get
Yeah.
off on that because
Yeah. We don't have to get on it. We don't.
it's triggering for me, and
Yeah. It's triggering for a lot of people. It's very real. So
Yeah.
thank you for opening up and sharing that. I'm not trying to force you to talk about something you're not
well,
comfortable
I'd
talking
love.
about
I
on
mean,
a
I'll
public
always.
platform, but
Yeah. Can't spell
um
Tim without TMI. So I'm always willing to talk about it, but I am worried that somebody who I feel like is a good friend that I love will look at me different.
yeah.
So in a way,
Yeah.
it's crazy. I'm going, well, in a way, I'm staying in the closet by
Hmm.
not saying what I am.
Mm.
Mm.
But I'm
Yeah.
open to talk to anybody about it. But I think they judge my heart, hopefully. Let's get down to
Exactly.
something more
Exactly.
fun.
Yeah. Oh, and fun fact, the word homosexuality in the Bible didn't even exist until what, like was it the 40s? They would that like they inserted the
Yeah.
word, and because like the
Yeah.
original translation, it didn't. It's not. That's not what the original translation of that word meant. So fun fact.
Yeah.
But Kelly, were you going to say something before I?
No.
Okay. Well, let's get back to some more Snatch. Well, let me find. Um, I have more pictures of you, Tim, that I wanted to pull up.
That's what we need, more Tim. More
More,
cowbell.
more Tim. We don't have enough Tim in our lives. Here, I like this one. Let me pull this one up.
I came across that picture of me, you, Kelly, and Lindsay coming out of lunch yesterday.
Hmm.
It's another shot of the bar, just a different angle. It's Ian in the background there, who was our grip. And you can get a little bit sense of like the deer on the wall, which is something you see a lot out in the country in the bars. And we really wanted to sort of capture that sort of like small town country bar feel. And this place already had the deer there. We didn't even have to put those in there.
Yeah.
I didn't know those were legal in LA.
I don't think that I don't know if those are real. I think they're fake.
I got
They
to
look
meet
good.
someone who enjoyed the performance. Like I was told not to like, be like woo woo, but I could like kind of move to it to make it kind of I was one of the people who were like, this
Yeah.
is cool.
Like Tim, you were like, why are we doing this?
Not like Tim. I got to
Oh, you were you enjoyed
yeah,
it.
I
Oh,
was
okay.
allowed to enjoy it. They were like, yeah, you can like vibe with it a little. I was like pro.
Yeah.
I felt like in the middle. Like I was supposed to like start ambivalent and then be won over. Like I was supposed to be someone who didn't know what they were like there for. Like, oh, I'm just at the bar. I didn't even know this was happening today. And then sort of like come around to it.
Look, we
Mhm.
had the whole spectrum of
I
reaction.
know.
We really did. Yes. This is another just a little shot of Tim and me. Look at that. We got one picture of us together,
That's
Tim.
right.
Wow.
Yeah, and then this was just a cool shot outside that I pulled. It was not of anyone specific, but of the outdoor alleyway. But yeah, anyone who's been following the pod or following Instagram has probably seen a lot of these pictures. There's a lot of good shots yet to come, yet to share. And Justin, if you have any particular that you want me to share or that you want to share, feel free, obviously. If you get
Yeah,
bored one day,
totally.
want to sift through those hundreds of photos. Anything I missed Snatch related that you guys want to touch on or share before we start to move toward wrapping up?
I had a blast.
Mhm.
Great. Tim, what's anything else that you want people to know about you, your life, where they can follow you if they want to keep in touch?
Well, what up, Tim? On any social media platform, that's what it's on there.
What up with a U, right?
With a U,
WHUT.
yeah, WHUT. I forget. So I still
Mm.
will get the A. Even my sister just spells it with an A.
Mhm.
But well, and that's who shot it. My sister and brother are like, who is this guy? And I was like, he's always been there. I just never felt comfortable showing it. So
Mhm.
Mm.
now I'm unapologetically me, having a good time, but
Well, we love you as
raising the
you are, Tim.
grandkids,
Okay. How
enjoying
old are they?
8, 6, 3, and 3. Two
Okay,
boys,
wow.
2 girls.
Good
And
ages.
they keep us
A lot of
hopping.
energy.
Mm.
We get them every Friday. They spend the night, so it's tradition on that. But
That's fun.
I get to be a completely different person
Do you
at
guys
that time.
do you play a lot of games with the kids? Are they gamers? Cards,
No,
cards, boards, hide and seek, or anything like that, or no? Not really.
not yet. Just running around, pushing on swings,
Mm-hmm.
uh, watching to make sure they stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
The that way it goes. My kids love the What Up Tim thing. They're just
Oh, good.
cracking up all the stuff I'm
Good.
doing. Because
Um,
it's like your dad's a little bit cool now. So
Yeah,
just a little
that's
cool.
a
always fun.
local celebrity in some pockets of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
You know,
just laugh.
my my nieces and nephews when we go home to the farm, there's a very popular hide and seek in the dark that we like to play down in the basement, which is funny that like ever since he was like 2, 3 years old, he's always loved like being scared and like the dark and spooky things. And so it started off just hide and seek in the dark with like a little flashlight. And then, my he's now 7, so it's not as scary, but our little niece who's is she 3 now? Like, she's joining in, and they're very brave hide and seek in the dark in the basement. So I don't know, maybe a little flashlight hide and seek in the dark might be fun to play with the kids.
What farm is this,
Well,
Derek?
The farm I grew up on.
I know you grew up on a farm.
Oh, Justin, we got to catch up, man.
Listen, we gotta flip this
we gotta
script,
go a
and
little
I
deeper.
gotta. Yeah.
What's the name of the podcast?
What do you mean, the what podcast?
This one.
Oh, so this is the Farm to Film podcast because I grew up on a farm and now I'm making films.
Now you know the backstory.
Yeah.
We'll get
Justin, what else have you got going on in your life? Are you working on any cool projects? Have you wrapped anything recently? Anything coming up?
Yeah, I recently, a couple months ago, premiered my documentary that I've been working on for the last 3 years. It's called Welcome, and it's about a spoken word poet back in Orlando, which is where I grew up. And it's about sort of how he came into contact with poetry and how it changed his life, but then also like how he now uses it as a tool to like help kids find their voice and community members to have a place to gather and share their emotions and everything like that. So it was really, really beautiful documentary, I think really personal to me. And it was really cool to go back to Orlando and premiere it. And my friends and family were there, and like my high school friends and my teacher from high school got to come out. The mayor of Orlando came to see it because he's good friends with Sean, the poet. So it was a really, really great time. We're still submitting to more festivals. We are welcome.shortfilm on Instagram if anyone wants to check it out.
Okay.
That's been my most recent project. I'm settling into my first 9 to 5 ever. I started working for the Los Angeles Kings about a month ago. So I'm in the hockey
you'd mentioned
world
that
now.
before. Have you always been like a fan, or is this like a new thing?
No, I'm new to hockey. I've learned a lot on the job. I really got thrown in off the deep end. But like I've always sort of like been around sports, but never followed one as closely. So now I have a chance to do that with hockey, and everyone tells me that Kings games are such a vibe. So I'm gonna get to work my first one in a couple months now, and I don't know. I'm interested to see what it's like. I feel like I always say yes to new experiences, like, and I kind of chase that a little bit. So
you got to. Life is short.
I've never been to a hockey game. Guess I'll work in hockey, So it's been good. It's been a lot of change in my life, like a lot of good stuff. I feel like I've had to put some of the personal projects on the back burner because I have the full-time job now. But that's life. Yeah.
Justin, we should do an RHAP documentary.
We should.
I think it's been around long enough. I think it's time. I'm
actually surprised it doesn't have one.
Yeah, I mean it's a podcast. Like I think it's gotten to the point where I think a documentary would be very interesting. Like just like where it came from, where it is now, like what it's doing, the people it's bringing together from all different types of people from all over the world coming together. Over the love for reality TV shows. It's very cool. It's very special. And you three are all like a very good example of just like the type of incredible people within the community. So I'm really glad that we got to do this chat with all three of you, that we got to, represent the RHAP world. And it was really special having you all on set. So thank you all for being a part of this. And I haven't forgot about you, Kelly. I'm just vamping a little bit. Speaking, I wanted to say one more thing on hockey. Speaking of hockey, for all our heated rivalry fans, we did a little photo on set that I have not yet posted. That's a little bit of a nod to heated rivalry. Is this the week to do that, Justin? Should we release that?
I think we do it. I think we're late enough in the cycle. The anticipation's been built. Yeah, I'm here. I took it. So wait, I did take this one, right?
You did take this picture. Yeah.
Okay. Why not? Let's pull it out.
Okay. All right. Stay tuned. Follow us on Instagram if you want to see that picture. I'm not going to pull it up here because I don't have it ready and I'm not going to go searching for it. But
Yeah,
Now you got
tease.
us all excited.
Yes. You were there. You saw it in person.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
maybe
been
Kelly
7
and Tim didn't see
months.
it. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up
I'll
really.
I'll I'll do like everybody else. I'll go look it up. Make everybody go to your
They can go look it up. I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
just gonna.
yeah.
Instagram.
Let's
Yeah,
try and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
show you
yeah.
guys. I'll show you guys at the end
Blur
when
it, blur
I
it, blur it.
stop recording. But Kelly, what about you? What you have anything fun going on? Anything you want to plug? Where can people keep up with you?
I definitely don't do anything pluggable. Um, I think my Instagram is just kelly.squires. I've never had to tell anyone
I'll
what it
find
is.
it. I'll find it and put it on screen.
I just am so excited to have met all of you. I feel like I've met so many more people since I've been going to in-person RHAP things. I met you, Derek, at a Bryson Wen thing, and just like my community of people have expanded so much more, both in person and online. So I'm just so appreciative to have met all of you guys and be a part of this community. It was so much fun.
Exactly. Ditto.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Shout out to all our RHAP friends. Anything else anyone wants to add?
I will say the movie that I'm in, it's called A Music City Story. I don't know what it's a faith-based movie. I'm guessing it kind of had a Hallmark Channel type feel. I don't know any of the details, but I think I've got a good chance of being pretty prominent in one of the scenes.
Oh,
The one scene I was in.
Did they have a date for when this is expected to release?
No, but I'll try to find out something.
Okay.
The casting agent, the agency I go through. I would think that they would know. I just have to start looking, and of course, then I'll put something out.
They don't have like an exact release yet. It's just sort of like sometime next year, next winter, next fall.
Well, yeah, I think it wrapped up last week, so I don't know how long
it'll be
a
minute. Post-production takes a while. Speaking of, for anyone who wants a update on, I said at the beginning of this call to my friends, I'll do an update on where we're at with post-production. But yeah, I just actually a few days ago we sent sort of like the very final last look notes on the edit. So we are very close to picture lock. We're looking, I think the current cut is around the like 16, 17 minute mark. And it's looking great. It's really coming along well. Sam, our editor, has done a great job. And we have scoring and VFX starting anytime now. Some of them have already gotten started. We're transferring files over. So we're going to get some music put under the film, which is exciting because I've been watching it with no music. And then the VFX is a big job. So we have probably like 100 hours of VFX to do. We are in that sort of like the last phase then, I guess, of post-production. We'll get sound mixing done and then coloring, and it's picture lock from there. We're still sort of like passively raising funds for post-production. So, if you're watching this and you're looking for ways to support us, of course, you can follow the pod. You can share it for free if you want. Follow us on YouTube. You can follow us on Spotify. I'm still working on trying to get on Apple Podcasts. I was having trouble connecting it. But otherwise, you can get the RSS feed. You can follow it on Spotify, YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. And if you are someone who has extra money, you want some merch, you want to support us that way, you can buy our merch, and all of those proceeds
they fit well. They're good quality.
Yeah. Yes, there's lots of options for different colors, different shirts, hats, stickers, mugs, and so if you want to support us monetarily, you can do that. That's all I got for today. This was so much fun. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for following the pod. Hope everyone has a great week. Stay snatched, everyone.